CT, we just saw the college football season come to an end. Clemson knocking off Bama last night, 35-31 in an instant classic. As you might expect, head coach Dabo Swinney was very emotional since he led Clemson to its first national title in 35 years against his alma mater. He fired a parting shot, though, at the Heisman Trophy voters last night for not picking his QB, who was the best player on the field in the college football season's biggest game.
He's the best player in the country. If anybody doubts that right now, it's just ridiculous. As I said earlier, and I'll say it again, he didn't lose out on the Heisman. The Heisman lost out on him.
Sound the alarm bells for this 120. It's overreaction time here on the Rally. Now, CT, it shouldn't surprise that Dabo Swinney is going to bat for his quarterback. That's what you're supposed to do for your guys. But I need to know, CT, overreaction or not, the Heisman committee picked the wrong player in Lamar Jackson.
See, now that's a tough question, Tyler, because the Heisman goes to the best player in the regular season. Obviously, the way that Deshaun Watson finished this year against Alabama in the national championship game with the game-winning drive, then you're going to say, oh, okay, he probably was the best player. But we didn't have this evidence to go into our thought process when we started voting for the Heisman. So based on the evidence and based on the sample that they had, I don't think that the Heisman voters are regretting their decision. And based on what we saw in the regular season, I don't think the Heisman voters got it wrong. Lamar Jackson, what he did to start this season in terms of the touchdowns, 5 touchdowns in a game, 6 touchdowns in a game, more touchdowns at one point than 100 FBS teams. I mean, he just got out to such a big lead, and the only thing he had to do is hold on. It's just like when you're running a race, when you get out to such a big lead, you just have to hold the other guys off, and somebody would have had to do something tremendous to overtake Lamar Jackson. And Deshaun Watson, his play, at least in the regular season, just didn't blow voters away. So I'm cool with the way the Heisman Trophy played out. Obviously, now, though, looking back at it with the full body of work, Deshaun Watson should have been the best player. So maybe, I guess the Heisman needs to wait until the season is over to incorporate the playoffs, because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. So you need the whole body to really evaluate who's the best player. That's what we need to discuss. Should the Heisman Trust consider moving the ceremony back?
Let's have that discussion really quickly. It sounds like you're on board for that, so you can get the full scope of evidence needed to crown someone the best or most important or most valuable player in college football for that season. Overreaction time. Bonus. We won't go 120, but overreaction. Switching the Heisman vote to after the college football playoff is the right move. Overreaction or not?
I'm okay with that. That is not an overreaction, because obviously the most important games are the 2 semifinal games and the championship. So if you have a guy that played well during the regular season and then took his play to the next level in the playoffs, put his team on his back and carried them to a national title like Deshaun Watson did, being the leader of this Clemson team, that needs to be taken into account. And then that needs to be a part of it when you're determining the Heisman. Some people say it's the best trophy in sports, so you need the full body of work.
Certainly one of the most iconic individual trophies in the entire world. Please share your thoughts. Is it an overreaction or not to think that the Heisman vote should take place after the college football season has been completed in its entirety, postseason included? Hit us up at 120 Sports. Use that hashtag, The Rally, and join the convo.